Hi, welcome to Art of Yoga with Kat Justice. This is part 3 in my Yoga for Resilience series. So in this session, we're going to be focusing on opening our hearts and learning to speak our truth, which are two things that are very important when managing stress in our lives. Opening the heart is helpful not only to feel compassion for the people around you, which is very helpful when trying to alleviate stress, but also being able to direct compassion and loving kindness inwards, which can be a little more challenging, but usually very therapeutic. And then when we're working with speaking our truth, we're learning to be able to kind of recognize the issues that we're facing that are causing us stress on the inside and being able to get them out and to share them with others, which is also hugely helpful when dealing with stress. So it's working with chakras 4 and chakras 5. And our ability to be resilient is just our ability to withstand the stresses of the world. So let's get started. And for this one, we're going to start in child's pose. So you can come onto your hands and knees and then sit your hips back onto your heels. From here, just let your hips relax back and let your head relax down. And as always in child's pose, just choose what feels most comfortable for your body, whether it's arms forward, back, folded underneath you, whatever's feeling right. And as you let your hips relax back, just start to feel your breath moving into your lower back. Noticing the breath expanding on the inhale and softening on the exhale, and just feeling that nice slow rhythm to your breath. Getting the breath low in the body, slowing it down. And then as you inhale, go ahead and come on up to hands and knees. And from here, we're going to move through our good friends, cat and cow. As you exhale, round through the back, drop the head and let it relax down. And then as you inhale for cow, this time we're going to shift the hips back slightly and sink through the heart, gazing forward with no strain in the neck. And then exhale, rounding back up to cat, shoulders over the wrists. Inhaling for cow, hips sink back just an inch or two and feel that softening through the back of the heart, that space between the shoulder blades. Moving at your own pace, exhale as you round. Inhale to arch. Finding your own rhythm for cat and cow. Once more, inhale, shift the hips back, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, rounding. Inhale back to neutral, and then exhale back to child's pose. Again, let your body rest. In child's pose, feel your arms growing heavy and feel the full weight of the head resting down. So you can get some of that tension, that stress tension out of your neck and shoulders. And then from here, go ahead, come back up to hands and knees, and we're going to move into puppy pose, or the Sanskrit is anahatanasana, which if you can say that 10 times fast, good for you. It's heart chakra pose, so it's perfectly apropos for a heart chakra sequence. So you're going to reach your hands forward and drop down. From here, some people find it's more comfortable to fold the elbows and rest the head on the hand, or on the elbows or forearms. Other people find it's a little more comfortable on their shoulders to take the hands wide. Finding your way into the pose, think about sinking through your chest, sinking through your heart. And then inhale, we're going to shift all the way forward to come into Sphinx pose. For Sphinx, you bring your elbows right under your shoulders. You're going to spread your fingers nice and wide and think of lifting from your heart. Relax the jaw, the neck. Let the lower back soften slightly. And as always, if these poses ever feel uncomfortable or feel wrong for your body, just rest in child's pose and join back in when you feel ready. Always trust your own body. Make sure you're breathing. And then from here, where your elbows are, you're just going to replace that with your hands. So you're going to step your hands back under your shoulders for Cobra pose. In Cobra, we plant the feet. So the tops of the feet press into the earth. The shoulders pull away from the ears and lengthening through the back of the neck. So it's not about pushing up. Cobra is about pulling and creating length in the spine. Breathing here. Feel the elbows gently draw towards each other. And feel how that gives you a little more opening in the collarbones, in the heart. Softening a little, we're going to rise back up to hands and knees. If you can, keep the elbows tucked at your sides and see how it feels to press your knees down and lift from the hips. Inhale to rise up, and then exhale back to child's pose. Once again, direct your breath into your lower back. If your lower back feels a little tight, sometimes those back bends are a little unfamiliar for our back. So we take this time in child's pose to just direct your breath into any of those tight areas, anywhere where you might feel a little discomfort. Breathe into those spots like you're massaging your back with your breath. So feel it expand on the inhale and soften back in on the exhale. And then from here in child's pose, go ahead, reach your hands forward if they're not already. And then we're going to walk our hands a couple of handprints over to the right. As the hands walk to the right, the hips are going to pull back into the left. So you get this really lovely stretch down through that left side of the body, the left rib cage. And then just let your head relax down. And then to take the other side, do the opposite. Walk the hands over to the left and shift the hips to the right. Now you're going to feel the stretch on the right side of the body and really breathe into it. You can think of kind of the heart as three-dimensional. So we don't just have the front of the heart, we've got the back and we've also got the sides. So breathing into that right side. And then coming back to center and soften it back down. And then inhaling from here to come back up to hands and knees. And now we're going to take a little twist. So you can take the right hand right under your gaze. And we're going to inhale, lift the left arm to the sky. And then exhale, as you twist, you're going to thread the needle, bringing the arm through the gap. You can either just let your elbow come to the ground and just hang out here in the twist. This can be really nice. Or you can go all the way and bring the shoulder through the ground. From there, grounding through that top hand. The bottom shoulder relaxes down. There's lots of variations of what to do with this top hand. You can keep it grounding. You can reach it forward, that can feel good. Sometimes people like to just rest it on the bottom hand. You can bind, wrapping the arm behind the back. Just choosing whichever option feels right for you and enjoying that feeling of twisting through the rib cage. Staying connected to the breath. And now you're going to ground through that top hand, so bring it back in front of your gaze and rewind. Inhale to reach up. And exhale back down. And then from here, let's take the left arm. Inhale, or right arm, to reach it up. Whichever arm you haven't done, that's the one we're doing now. And exhale, thread it through. So again, you can hang out on the elbow, or you can come all the way. And as you rest down through that bottom shoulder, now we've got those options of where to place the hand. You can reach it forward, you can wrap it, you can rest it in the palm of the other hand, or you can keep it pressing down. And then from there, go ahead, ground through that top hand to rewind. Inhale to reach up. And exhale, back to hands and knees. From here, we're going to move through downward facing dog pose. Take the hands slightly ahead of the shoulders. Tuck the toes, feel the hips draw back, and then exhale as you lift up. Some of you might want to keep your knees bent in down dog, especially if you've got tight hamstrings. This can be really nice. If you can keep the back flat, you can go ahead and straighten the legs. As you breathe in down dog, feel the whole hand connecting to the earth. Thinking back to that first video about grounding, feel that connection. And then exhale, child's pose. Let it all go. Relax shoulders, hips. And then moving back into downward facing dog. You're going to reach forward, spread the fingers, tuck the toes, feel the hips lift you up and back. Relax the head, let it hang nice and heavy and free. And then from here, nice and slowly, we're just going to meander the feet up to the hands. So slowly walking the feet up. Once you reach your hands, bend your knees and just let your body hang. Some people call this ragdoll. Just let everything be loose. And then from ragdoll, you're going to go ahead, bend the knees as deep as they can bend, and roll on up through the spine. Inhaling as you rise up, reaching through the arms, and exhale, hands to the heart. Finding mountain pose or Tadasana, bringing the feet either hip distance apart or to touch. Relax the shoulders, lift through the crown of the head as you ground through the four corners of the feet. Let the breath drop into the belly. And then from here, let's take warrior two. So now you're going to step your right foot forward and your left foot back, lining the feet up heel to arch. Front heel lines up with the back arch. The front knee is going to bend until you can just see the big toe to the inside of the knee. And then the arms reach. Shoulders are soft. Slowing down the breath. Feeling the strength of the legs, that grounding power, and then that softness in the arms as we inhale for reverse warrior. Flip that right palm, lift it up and back as you relax through the back arm. And you can choose where to look. You can go to the top hand or to the back heel, whatever variation you're taking. Thinking also about not just the heart, but the throat. Think about softening through the throat. The jaws relaxed, lips together, teeth apart. And exhale, back to warrior two. We're just going to take it in a really gentle flow. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Once more, inhale. And exhale. From here, stepping back to mountain. It might take you a couple steps, but you're going to bring your feet back together. Once again, grounding through the four corners. Notice the asymmetry in the body when we just do one side. And then to take the other side, you can step now your right foot back, left foot forward. You're going to line the feet up again, heel to arch, bending through the front knee until you can see the big toe. Legs can be as wide or as narrow as is comfortable for you. Shoulders are relaxed. Imagining like your arms are floating on the surface of water. And then we'll inhale, reverse warrior. Breathing for a few breaths. Again, deciding where to look. Softening through the throat. Stay connected to the breath. And then find the flow. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Feel free to move at your own pace. Nice and slow is good. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Keep the shoulders soft. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, warrior two. Once again, step the feet back, coming back into mountain. Grounding and rooting. Lifting through the crown of the head. And think soften the throat, the jaw. Soften the heart, the shoulders. We'll take one round of earth to sky breath in order to get us down to the ground. So we're going to inhale, reach on up. Exhale, bend through the knees and soften it down. From here, you're going to go ahead and come onto your hands and knees. And from your hands and knees, we're going to take a version of camel pose, Ustrasana. If the knees are a little uncomfortable, you can always place a blanket under the knees or fold your mat over an extra time to create more cushion. From here, bringing the hands to the hips. So this is a non-traditional version of Ustrasana, of camel pose, and I like to credit the great Shiva Ray for teaching the sequence once in a workshop I took with her, and I've used it ever since. It's just a really beautiful heart-opening practice. So we're going to start bringing both hands to the heart. From there, close your eyes for a moment, and with the eyes closed, just kind of sense that feeling of warmth in your heart. Cultivating that feeling of loving kindness, and we're going to direct that loving kindness and that compassion, we're going to direct it both outward, and we're also going to direct it inward towards ourselves. So you can open your eyes. Once again, starting with the hands on the hips. From here, we're going to inhale and take the right hand, swirl it around behind your head, and open it out to the side, looking to the hand. That's directing it outward. And then we're going to exhale, rewind the arm, bring it back around, both hands to the hips. Inhale, lift into a gentle back bend. Exhale, left hand wraps behind the head. We're going to inhale, let it open out, feel that compassion spilling out, and then we're going to accept it back in. Exhale, wrap the arm around. Hands to the hips. Inhale, lift the heart, send it out. Exhale, right hand wraps behind. Inhale, send it out. Exhale, wrapping it back in, like you're surrounding yourself with love. Inhale, lift through the heart. Exhale, left hand wraps behind, wrap it around. Inhale, send it out, looking to the hand. And exhale, wrap it back in. Inhale, a little lift of the heart. Exhale, back of the right hand wraps around, or the right hand wraps behind. Inhale, look to the hand. Exhale, wrap it around. Inhale, lift through the heart. Last time on this side. Exhale, wrap the left arm. Inhale, send it out. Exhale, draw it back in. From here, as we inhale, take both hands to the hips, elbows gently draw towards each other, lift through the heart, neck is comfortable, throat is soft. Find your breath. If you're comfortable in a full Ustrasana, feel free to reach for your heels if you want. But otherwise, inhale, we're going to lift back up. Exhale, sit back onto your heels. You might want to take a breath here, untucking the toes, and then eventually moving into child's pose. And once again in child's pose, after that back bending practice, your back might feel a little tender, a little tight or sore. If it does, send the breath there. Feel free to pause the video and stay longer in child's pose. Otherwise, we're going to gently come on up so that we can come onto our backs. Rolling onto your back with the knees bent. We're going to take it into a nice open twist. So from here, you're going to lift your hips up and you're going to step them over to the right. From there, you can exhale and let your knees drop to the left. The knees can be separated, or you can take that top leg and lay it on top of the bottom leg. You want to make sure that both shoulders stay in contact with the earth. The knees don't matter though. The knees might be up off the ground. That's just fine. From here, think of softening your throat, softening your jaw, and feel free to turn your head whichever way feels most natural or feels best to you. So you can look to the right, or you can look to the left. You can look halfway between. And from here, go ahead and close your eyes for a couple breaths and just feel that sense of softening and melting into the twist. Particularly relaxing, again, jaw, throat, chest, and shoulders. Inhale, bringing the legs back up. First, shift the hips back to midline, and then we're going to step them over to the left. From there, exhale, let the knees roll to the right. And again, they can be separated, or you can take that top leg and rest it on the bottom. Again, the knees might be off the ground, that's fine. You just want both shoulders contacting the earth. And again, you can decide what direction you want to turn your head. Just choose the direction that feels like it softens your neck and your throat the most. Closing your eyes. And let your body melt into it. Feeling the breath dropping low in the body. Melting through the jaw, the throat, the shoulders, the chest. Inhale, go ahead, bring the legs back up. Bring the hips back to center. And then from there, just give your knees a hug. Rocking gently side to side. And then from there, you're going to move into our final relaxation pose. So this might mean lying flat on the ground, traditional Shavasana, palms the hands facing up, closing the eyes. Or if you've got a chair or a couch handy, you can take legs up the chair pose, which is really nice for relaxing the body. For this one, you'll come nice and close to the chair or the couch, and then you're going to flip your legs so that they're resting up on the couch or the chair. Arms rest down at your sides. Closing your eyes. Whatever version of Shavasana you're taking, let your body soften into it. Lips together, teeth apart, let your jaw relax. Feel your shoulder blades melting into the floor. Nothing forced, you're not pushing them down, you're just letting them soften. You can even think of softening through the tongue and the floor of the mouth. Or if it helps too, you can come back to that feeling of loving kindness and compassion and think about directing that loving kindness both inward and outward. You can think on the inhales, draw it into the body. On the exhales, send it out to the world. And feel free to stay here as long as you want. But when you're ready to come out, you're going to wiggle fingers and toes. You're going to take any little stretches or movements that feel good, hugging your knees to your chest eventually. Go ahead and gently roll to one side. If you were taking legs up the chair, spend a couple breaths here on your side. You don't want to sit up too fast. Give your body time to readjust. And then whenever you're ready, coming back up to seated. Sitting nice and tall. Bringing the heart over the hips, the head over the heart. Soften the hips, the shoulders, the throat, the jaw. Let the breath drop into the belly. And inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms come to touch. Exhale, thumbs to the forehead for peaceful thoughts, to the mouth for peaceful words, to the heart for peaceful action. Om Shanti. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me in part 3 of Yoga for Resilience. Stay tuned to my YouTube channel for part 4 coming soon. And if this was your first one, feel free to explore parts 2 and 3. And have a great rest of your day. I hope you feel a little bit more compassionate towards yourself and a little bit more open towards speaking your truth. Namaste. Thanks.